guys, it's Rockline and you're watching another Supernatural review, and this is season 7, episode 8, season 7, Time for a Wedding. If you're new here, I do a recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. So this episode title was very self-explanatory. I feel like the episode idea came first and then they came up with this title. I think they were trying to come up with like different titles and trying to pick the funniest one, and someone pitched this and they were like, this is the funniest one, which it kind of is. Like, I feel like no matter what, people always remember this episode title, even if you kind of forget what like the episode's about. Like, even like not just like certain details, if you forget like most of the episode, like you'll remember this title. Like, it's a very memorable title. You know, we're season 7, there's been no weddings, so like, let's do this. So they brought back a character we have seen before, and I'm trying to figure out like why they did this episode. I think they wanted a funny episode, and I mean, kind of they succeeded with that, with like Sam getting married. Like, it makes more sense that Sam would be the one to get married if one of them were to get married than Dean, despite like what it is, you know, just everything. But yeah, Sam got married and it was clear like that's not Sam. Like, he wouldn't just like fall in love with Becky, like, come on. So clearly like Becky was doing something, so it's supernatural. And Dean, of course, is like, something's wrong, and Sam's like, no, why can't you let us just be happy? It made it seem like it was some kind of witch or something, but then there's other people who were dying. There's other people who got their wishes and then were immediately dying, and then it turned out it wasn't witches, it was demons. Also, this is Garth's first episode, so calling it out there. And so they, you know, obviously wanted to like have his character be some kind of comic relief. Like, it wasn't just gonna be like a regular hunter, you know. They had to do something with that, so that's what they did. Yeah, so it was demons, it was crossword demons, and then Crowley was in this episode a little bit. The ending was kind of like a little bit all over the place. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but in the end, like, Sam and Becky, I think, annulled the marriage. So this is kind of what I wanted to bring up, is the fact that like they went into this wanting it to be a funny episode. There was a lot of funniness to it, but it actually, like, it's not that strong of the episode when you really analyze it. And I think sometimes Supernatural does this, where they have like funny episodes, or they have like this really, really great idea for an episode, and then they do it and like it's good because it's either funny or a good idea or both, whatever, but it's actually not that strong of an episode, and kind of like the funniness and like the good idea of what it is kind of overcast that, so you don't really notice that it's not that strong of an episode. But like, I noticed, and I probably noticed it more so than in the past because like I'm analyzing it. But I feel like a lot of times in Supernatural, like, funny good ideas, like the episode itself is strong, but ever so often you get this where it's like funny good idea and then the episode's not strong. I'm not exactly sure where it went wrong. I think it is something with the writing, which the writing has been so strong lately that it's kind of like surprising. I mean, I think it's maybe it was because it was demons, maybe because they went in that route, where if it was like something with like witches or something like that, even though we just got, well, psychics aren't witches, but I feel like we just did something recently with witches, so maybe they wanted to change it up. They wanted to bring Crowley in, but I feel like it doesn't need to happen. Like, if you want to have a funny episode, if you want to have a lighthearted episode, like, you shouldn't need to bring in all this other element. So this episode right now is on the top 5 list, but I don't think it's gonna end up there, which might be very surprising for some people. Like, surprising me too, because this is really the only episode I remembered of the season. Like, you know, I talked about at the beginning of the reviews for this season that I don't remember a lot of the episodes, but I always remember this episode and this title because everyone remembers this title. So I really thought this was gonna end up in the top 5 list, but now I don't think so, because in the end it's like not that strong of that episode, and like, it is a good idea, but it's just like, it's a little bit hard to watch like towards the end too. Like, it just like isn't that strong, and I think this is on the writing, which is crazy because it's such a good idea, don't you think? Like, maybe they focus so much on the good idea, maybe they focused too much on what that title would be, that they didn't focus enough on the writing, or they tried the best they could do with the idea of having it be demons, because maybe that's, I think that's also where went wrong. If it was kind of like a different solution, it would have been different. But I'm gonna end it here. So, you know, obviously a lot of you guys might not agree with me. You might love this episode, and I kind of took a big swing at it. So if you're upset with what I said, you know, comment below. If you agree, comment below. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.